stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast, right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. Welcome into a preview Wednesday. And as you can see, I'm flying solo today as PGA of America member Johnny Gerber is once again on drunk golf assignment, traveling, taking care of things, doing way more important things than previewing the Scottish Open. But here we are. We will have his picks for you, though, for those of you that like to make money with Johnny's picks. And don't forget, I don't know if you missed the show on Monday when we did the recap Monday. Johnny made y'all a little bit of money. He went plus 475 on the week. He had a top 10 and a top 20, putting him at plus 3,100 for the whole week. Went 3-0-1 on his matchups. So, wow. Johnny had a good week, and we hope you guys are following along with all of that, as you should be. But let's get into a little bit of golf talk, because when Johnny's not here, we kind of eliminate most of the silliness, the nonsensical back and forth, although I get pretty nonsensical myself. I'm not going to lie. It happens, and I probably will this time. I just don't have any nonsense prepared for you ahead of time right now, but that usually pops up off the top of my head anyway. As we get into the 2025 Genesis Scottish Open, our storylines, our predictions, as we had a big storyline from last year when Scott named a Scott name. Is that what they're called? Scottishman, Scots. I think they're Scots, right? It's if you're from Scotland, you're a Scot, Scotlandite, Scottishite, Scott. We'll go with Scott. As last year, Robert McIntyre told you I'd get into some nonsense. As last year, of course, Robert McIntyre with an emotional win at his National Open, and we'll be looking for a little bit of that this year's too, as we have a lot of storylines getting into it. Sorry, I'm having trouble getting this machine headed the right direction. We've got a long summer of golf that we're in the middle of right now. The players kind of get a little break as they head overseas for a couple of weeks as the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour join forces once again for that co-sanctioned 2025 Scottish Open. It's the fourth year in which the two tours have done this. I'm still not sure how I feel about it. I don't think I hate it. I know I don't love it. And my reasons for that, I don't know. They're plentiful, to be honest with you. I'm just not a fan of golf over there, to be quite honest with you. I'm really not. I know there's some pretty courses. I know at the course they played the Ryder Cup on in Italy that was gorgeous, but that's not where they're playing this week. Not that there's anything wrong with the Renaissance Club. They're in Scotland, in North Berwick. I just don't particularly care for golf over there. And I know it's an unpopular opinion. I know that most of you will disagree, and I'll probably get lit up. By the way, you can light me up on the FanStream Sports Studio text line 214-937-0569, or if you're watching the live stream here on YouTube or watching it later, feel free to comment here on YouTube or find me on social media. I'm on all the social media channels at IndyCarTim, on pretty much all of them. Is where you can find me. Light me up. I get it. It's just and look, I don't have anything against the DP World Tour. I don't mind watching some DP World Tour events because they're over there. But when we play golf over here, I think we should stay over here. Unless it's like international competition or something. That's just my personal opinion, and I may change my mind in a couple of weeks. I may change my mind when I'm watching the tournament this weekend. That's just how I feel, all right? We got enough to do over here. I don't think we need to go over there, and they don't need to come over here. Well, that's wrong because I love our international golfers on the on the PGA Tour. That came out wrong. That's not really what I meant. I just don't think the two tours need to join forces. Let's just keep them separate. If we need to join forces with a tour, can we join forces with the Corn Ferry Tour? I think that would be kind of cool for some of those Corn Ferry guys. But anyway, I digress tremendously here. This is what happens when Johnny's not around to keep me on pace here. But it's the fourth year in a row they've done this. We've had some big tournaments in the past, and I know a lot of guys like to use this as the warm-up, and that's what it's intended for the British Open. And you will get all of my British Open commentary next Wednesday when we preview that for you. That's going to be a fun one, I promise you. That'll be a fun one. Nothing against Royal Portrush. Nothing against that great facility, but again, it's over there. So I'm sure you can imagine my thoughts. But yeah, again, last season with Robert McIntyre, that huge dramatic 72nd hole birdie, claimed the title in his national Open, which was really cool. I like Robert quite a bit. He's usually one of my guys. And that came just a year after Rory McIlroy had made a birdie on the same hole in the final round to beat McIntyre. So lots of drama usually happens over at that Scottish Open. And we'll be paying special attention to that this year as well. The 2025 edition of it will once again be appointment viewing, as 8 of the top 10 players in the official world golf rankings will tee it up in what will be their final effort to prepare for the last major championship of the season. And if I had my way, it would be the last time it would ever be a major championship of any season. But again, we'll get into that next week. And of course, this crop of players is headlined by none other than Scottie Scheffler. Who returns after missing last year's tournament. His links record may not jump off the page, but Scottie's form in this part of the world is still pretty good. Claimed a podium finish at the 2023 Scottish Open, and he's also notched 4 top 25 finishes in his many Open appearances. He's going to be a factor this week for sure, and next week as well, here in the next 2 weeks. That's why he's there. Scottie doesn't show up to not be a factor, right? But Rory also will hope to keep his kind of, I guess, his momentum, if it is still going, his momentum that he gained at the Travelers, while Xander Schauffele, Ludwig Oberg, Matt Fitzpatrick, Justin Rose, all hope to find some of their form. Adam Scott is back. He finished second last season, of course. Tommy Fleetwood will be here. Justin Thomas, Victor Hovland, Colin Morikawa, Sam Burns. Look, it's a great field. It's going to be a great week. I don't want to bash it too much. It'll be entertaining as hell, I'm sure. And this is why I'm probably going to get lit up. But again, it's the Renaissance Club, North Berwick. It's a par 70, not as unstable as the par 71, but still less stable than the normal par 72. I don't know why we have to do this. I say it every week that we don't have a par 72. Why can't we just make every golf course a par 72? It's stupid. So some consistency here, guys. It's golf. All right? It's not bowling. It's golf. It sounded stupid. 7,282 yards, so it's not the longest course, but it will still play a little bit long for some of these guys. But overall, it's a great field. I think we're going to have lots of drama. I promise I won't bash the tournament during the week. Johnny's picks are coming up for you. My dartboard picks are coming up for you. And we'll talk a little bit about the players who will be here, what the odds are, and all of those good things here coming up. We're going to take our first break, though. Get that out of the way for everybody. I am IndyCarTim again once here on From the Rough without the help of Johnny Gerber, which clearly is something I desperately need as this show just continues to roll and roll and roll. We are brought to you, as always, by Tomstown Distilling Company, Kansas City, Missouri. Head over to tomstown.com. Check out their great list of spirits, their bourbon, their gin, My favorite, their vodka. They got a great line of seltzers over there at Tomstown. Very flavorful. Lots of variety of flavors. It's great stuff. Available for delivery in over 40 states here in this great union of ours. Head over to tomstown.com to see if you are available for delivery. Over at tomstown.com. We will see you there. Back after this. Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi golfers, IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine, it's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions is tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I am still IndyCarTim, and we are still FanStream Sports, and we are still From the Rough. It's what we do around here. Talking 2025 Scottish. I'm not going to even try to do the Scottish accent, okay, guys? I know it sucks, and it's not even funny enough to try to do it. I already butchered what people are called from that country. But we're not even going to readdress that. We're just not. There's no need. We are going to get into the players, the odds, the field, as well as get into the picks, Johnny's money-making picks for you, as we already posted those on social media this morning. Hope you had a chance to find those. Otherwise, we will bring them to you right here in the preview show. Before we get into the details of who's favored and all of that good stuff, I wanted to touch here briefly on A golfer you guys may have heard of before.
Scotty Scheffler.
As one Scotty Scheffler makes his way across the pond. See, I told you it was terrible. That was even English or something. I don't know what that was. But Scotty is over there, of course, for the next 2 weeks. He is at the Scottish Open this week, tuning up for the British Open the following week. And don't come at me. Yes, it's the British freaking Open. If you call it the Open Championship, you're a moron. I'm sorry. Come at me, yo. And we know how dominant Scotty Scheffler has been the past couple of years here in the United States. We've had questions, though, about whether his dominance can continue even over here, especially after he had that weird off-season hand herpes injury thing that he dealt with after Thanksgiving, and then he passed his hand herpes on over to Jordan Spieth, and he was dealing with hand herpes. Everybody from UT had hand herpes. Friggin' Longhorns. But anyway, we know that Scotty is dominant here. What about over there? Of course, the tour is making the shift to over there. I think that's the nicest way I can say that. For the next couple of weeks. And Scheffler will be looking to accomplish a rare first in a career that's already had so many accolades. He is seeking his first golf victory on a links course. And, you know, I know that his dominance and all of these accolades have come in such a short time. They're not spread out over, several seasons or anything. So when you think about it, it's hard to think of that he hasn't won there. But when you compact his career and just how short all of this stuff has happened, it's really not. He's going to enter, according to FanDuel, as a 4-1 favorite. Maybe even better for each of the two tournaments. And he thinks he's got something for it. The quote that I saw from him was, quote, "There's definitely a certain aspect of getting preparation for next week, but definitely am not looking at next week. This is an important tournament for me, and this is a tournament I want to play well. And if I just wanted to do preparation, I would have gone and played some other courses that are more fun. There's other ways to get prep than coming over here and playing tournament golf. It was important for me to get over here. Tournament golf is a little bit different than just playing for fun. Being here in the right conditions and in the wind and getting used to the time and stuff like that. But by no means am I showing up at this tournament to prepare for next week. It's a tournament that's important for me and a tournament I'd like to play well in," end quote. So Scotty Scheffler is saying all of the right things here, whether I believe that or not. If you asked him which one is more important, well, of course he's going to say the British Open, right? It's a major. He wants, for now, it's a major. He's going to want to have that feather and another one of those feathers in his cap. I get it. But to say that, and again, you're coming over here to play, you're playing to win. Especially Scotty Scheffler, as competitive as he is, he's playing to win. Is that the main goal for him this week? I don't believe that for 1 second. I believe Scotty's working on his game. Scotty's working on some stuff. Now, if he plays well Thursday, finds himself near the top of the leaderboard on Friday, then some of that may change. If he has, an inside shot at a win entering the weekend, well, then some of those priorities might change. But I believe going into Thursday, Scotty Scheffler's got things to work on with his game. And that is his main focus. If all of those things come together and he ends up playing really well, well, then that focus may shift to, wow, I can actually win this thing, so let's try to continue to play good golf. While at the same time focusing on what he needs to work on for the following week. Is that the right approach? The wrong? I don't know. I think that's what he's doing, and I could be wrong, but that's the way I read Scotty Scheffler. Despite his lack of trophies from links courses, he's acquitted himself pretty nicely in this setting since making his debut in 2021. His very first was at the Open that was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. or as I refer to it as coronavirus. I don't know why we had to change the name of the pandemic. But he's made up lost time on links courses, especially the following year. He had a T12 at the Scottish Open, and then he went on to a T8 at Royal St. George's in the next week. If you take away a missed cut at the 2022 Scottish Open, because of that time, it really had not, things were not going well for him. It had not been business as usual for Scottie Scheffler in 7 appearances. High-achieving finishes at the top 25 mixed in with close calls like his T3 at the 2023 Scottish Open and T7 in last year's Open. So he's shown that he can compete. He just hasn't shown that he can win yet. And, of course, he's Scottie Scheffler.
Scottie Scheffler.
So that could happen at literally any moment in any place. He comes to Scotland on the cusp of spending 150 weeks at the world number 1 with maybe playing his best golf he's played in a long time right now. He hasn't finished outside the top 10 since the Players' Championship in March. He's rattled off 3 victories, including the PGA Championship. Seems like every week that he tees it up, he adds another line to his resume. And then this week's Scottish Open could represent his best chance, if that's how he wants to approach it, for his first links win. And then, of course, the big one the following week that we will get into on our Wednesday preview next week on the 16th of July, with hopefully me and John Gerber bringing all of that to you guys. So that aside, let's talk a little bit about the players that are here, the odds. We just talked about Scottie Scheffler. He has, per FanDuel Sportsbook, and these are about a day old, so based on where you go to bet and where you are looking at your odds, they've probably moved a little bit. But for the sake of argument, we're rolling along with these that were published yesterday because that's what I prepared for. 7-2. Scottie Scheffler, we just sort of outlined his experience over here. But if you go overall, in 14 starts this year, he's finished inside the top 25 all 14 times, including 9 straight trips inside the top 10. He continues to play well with really every club in his bag. And I think he's over there maybe for the first time in his career with his putter working really well. So that he's got that going for him, which is nice. And that could be the club that carries him back into the winner's circle for the 4th time this season. For sure over there. That's what we're going to say. Rory McIlroy, you're second in the odds. 15-2 per FanDuel. He had the highest of highs in 2023. Here, he made his return last season as the reigning champion after just an absolute gut-wrenching defeat at the U.S. Open. But despite that, he put together a pretty good defense of his title. He ended up finishing T4. It was just his second top 10 ever in this tournament. He's been pretty quiet since his win at the Masters, his final round 67 at Oakmont, and a solid showing at the Travelers might have been exactly what he needs ahead of his return back home, sort of, to his native continent. High hopes, I think, for Rory. You're not going to make any money on Scottie or Rory like you never do. If you want bragging rights to go just say that you picked the winner, whoop-de-doo. So did a lot of other people who picked either Rory or Scottie if they win. At 20-1 per FanDuel, Xander Schauffele will be in town. Some good, but not a lot of great golf has sort of been his story this year. He's got one top 10 finish as he hopes to be in contention this week for the first time really all season. It would be unsurprising if he did. He won the inaugural co-sanctioned event here in 2022 to go along with a couple of other top 15 finishes at the Renaissance Club. But for as much as has been made about his occasionally, how's the best way to say this? His occasionally I guess, the driver that fails him maybe more times than not. His putter hasn't been a lot better this season. So when you're not driving well and you're not putting well, it's hard to put together deep runs and contend for wins on the PGA Tour. But again, going over there, you've got different grass, different playing conditions. Might be what he needs to help him turn the corner here. Tommy Fleetwood at 22-1. For Tommy, man, how do you come back from the Travelers? He basically had one hand on the trophy before he fell to Keegan Bradley on the 72nd hole. And now he's got to put all of that behind him and attempt to win here. He's done everything but win, especially this tournament. He's got 4 top 10s in his last 7 appearances, including a playoff loss in 2020. He's been the model of consistency all year, and he's played better on the greens, and I think that's part of what's allowed him to see his name up there towards the top of the leaderboard, a little bit more consistent over the past couple of months. So high hopes for Tommy Fleetwood here. 25-1, Colin Morikawa, still a 2-time major champion. Finished T4 here in this tournament a year ago. He returns with a new bagman and his game in literal shambles. I don't know what's happening with Colin Morikawa. Johnny will tell you that it is marital problems because that's how Johnny wants it to be. But he's now got Billy Foster on his bag, and he's hoping Billy Foster can solve whatever issues it is that he's got this season. He's hitting the ball well, but his short game is terrible. Kind of like Schauffele, the switch in the conditions, the switch in the grass, and just a change of scenery here for Colin Morikawa might be a blessing for him. 30-1, Ludwig Oberg. 33-1, Robert McIntyre, Bobby Mack. 34-1, Matt Fitzpatrick. And at 35-1, Victor Hovland and JT Justin Thomas. Lots of high hopes for some of these boys. But we'll get into that. I tell you what, let's take our second break, our last break. And on the other side, we are going to come at you. Don't come at me. I'm coming at you with Johnny's picks following my dartboard picks of the week for the 2025 Scottish Open, brought to you by Orion Golf over at oriongolf.com, the golf management solutions company for you. If you run, manage, own a golf facility like a driving range, a country club, if you run a muni, anything like that, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help you with staffing, with events, with catering, with F&B, with bar, whatever it is. They can either do it all for you or they can help you out over at oriongolf.com. Head over to oriongolf.com today. Find out what they can do for you. Let them know IndyCarTim from the Rough sent you over there. That would be great news for them. Great news for me. Back up to
Hi,
this.
golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man, Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things? To showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there, over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go! Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm still IndyCarTim, and I'm still without John Gerber. PGA of America member Johnny Gerber on drunk golf assignment. He will hopefully join me for the Monday recap. And then the big one, the British Open preview next Wednesday right here across all of our FanStream Sports channels, Ohio, Tampa Bay, Dallas, more coming soon for you. Plus our new website coming soon. Look out for that. Lots of stuff happening over here at FanStream Sports. Boys and girls, by the way, brought to you, let's go ahead and get that in, by the way, brought to you by Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and put your email address in there, and they will send you a shiny new copy each and every month to your inbox for free. It's a monthly edition. You're not going to get your inbox inundated with spam and a bunch of crap you don't care about. It's once a month, usually around the middle of the month. And it's not just a golf magazine. It's philanthropy, travel, lifestyle, food and beverage. They've got your Grip It and Sip It feature where they review some spirits and things like that. Clothing, all sorts of stuff. And don't forget, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month is found over there, as well as the Golf Bachelor and Golf Bachelorette of the Month. Head over to golfcentralmag.com today and sign up. We will see you there. All right, well, let's get into a little bit of our picks, and I'm going to do mine first. Oh, we got to get our music up for this, don't we? Because it's everyone's favorite background music. There you go. It's Match Game PM, boys and girls. I'm Gene Rayburn. My big, tall microphone is on the top of the stick. God, I'm aging myself horribly here. All right, boys and girls, let's take a look at Tim's dartboard picks here. Johnny's not here to react. I wish he was, because that's usually what makes this funny. But again, my picks are for entertainment and entertainment purposes only. Do not wager on my picks. This is just usually to show Johnny how much I don't know and show you how much I don't know. With my top 20, Maverick McNeely at plus 240. My top 10, Robert McIntyre at plus 260. I don't have him repeating as champion, although that would be fine. But I do think he's going to show well once again at his home open. And then my winner, a guy that desperately needs a good showing that I think, as we mentioned with Xander and Colin, that maybe the change of scenery, headed back overseas, closer to home, might be good for Ludwig Oberg. As a 22-1 winner, he is my pick at the Genesis Scottish Open. That was more of a Boston accent than anything else. But that's not why everyone's here. Everyone is clearly here for Johnny's winning picks. So, without further ado, that was French. Adieu. I did live in French Canada for a little while. That might be the only thing I picked up. Adieu. Without further ado. We're going to do Johnny's picks backwards for those of you listening to the recorded podcast. Johnny's top 20. Daniel Brown at plus 425 and Justin Rose at plus 320. His top 10 will bring you the head of Aaron Two Glove Rye at plus 500. Huge value for Aaron Rye in the top 10 right there at plus 500. Adam Scott, also in the top 10. The runner-up from a season ago, plus 425. Huge value with Adam Scott, a guy that's performed well here before and recently in the top 10. That is tremendous value. At 60-1, Johnny's ham sandwich, which for those of you new to this segment, that's what he calls his long shot pick. And he has explained it to me why he calls the ham sandwich why he calls his long shot the ham sandwich multiple times, and I still don't get it. I still don't understand, because he thinks a ham sandwich is like a cheap lunch, I think, is what he was getting at. Like, only poor people eat ham sandwiches. I'm like, no. Like, that should be a bologna sandwich then, because poor people eat bologna. I mean, I love bologna, but I love ham. Ham is my favorite lunch meat. I take offense to him using the ham sandwiches as long shot picks. I'm gonna change that to bologna and see if he notices. And then finally, Johnny's winners for you, boys and girls. Ryan Fox at 40-1. Already won a couple times this season. Sam Burns, previous winner, 33-1. And Johnny has high hopes for some guy named Victor Hovland at 27-1. That, again, kind of like my winning pick, Ludwig Oberg, he needs a good showing. He is due for a good showing, and much like we talked about, again, with Colin and Xander, change of scenery might be good for Victor Hovland. But at 27-1, he is the shortest odds of Johnny's three winners. Sam Burns, 33-1. Ryan Fox, 40-1. Again, your ham sandwich / bologna sandwich, Corey Connors at 60-1. Your top 10, Adam Scott, plus 425. And Aaron Two Glove Rye at plus 500. By the way, Aaron Rye might possibly have the hottest wife in the history of the PGA Tour. Top 20, Justin Rose at plus 320. And Daniel Brown at plus 425. And there you go. There are Johnny's winning picks. I apologize for him not being here to offer those up for you. But just know that Johnny's winning picks are usually Johnny's winning picks if you're following along. Again, he is plus 3,100 on the season. Went plus 475 last week with a top 10 and a top 20 hit. Make sure you follow along in the matchups. Johnny had two matchups on Saturday, two matchups on Sunday this past week. Went 3-0-1. Tremendous value with your matchups. His matchups record this season, 40, 10, and 5. So, again, play the system. If you're not following, you're not winning. You have to play every week. You have to make it consistent, and that's how you win. That's how you get up plus 3,100, just like Johnny is, by being consistent, playing it every week, and that's how you do it, boys and girls. I want to thank everybody that tuned into this fiasco of a show, like they usually are when I'm solo, especially our great sponsors, Orion Golf, Tom's Town, Golf Central Magazine, and Turf Life over at turflifeclub.com. Log in over there. We'll see you at the website. Great site to promote those who play and work on turf. They've got some stuff you can hook yourself up with over there. They've got some window decals, some attire. But basically, it's just a fun website to have some fun with turf. Head over to turflifeclub.com today. That's probably where I'm going right after the show, after I get my sandwich. I'm IndyCarTim. This has been From the Rough. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Appreciate y'all very, very much. And until Monday's recap, boys and girls, we'll see you.